now talk to OCTA Research Fellow Dr. Guido David. Good morning, Professor David. Thank you for joining us as always. Now, the number of daily cases, we're seeing this continue to decline. Do you see this trend continuing for the rest of the month? What can you tell us?
Actually, Ria, that's our projection. We are projecting that cases will continue to decrease towards the end of the month and onto the 1st of March. So what we're expecting is that cases could go down below 1,000 per day for the entire country by the end of the month. I mean, yesterday it was 2,600 something. So so that's what we're expecting to see. And for Metro Manila, we're hoping that it will be down to around 200. If it gets to those levels, we will be seeing approximately what we were seeing late last year before the Omicron surge, which would be really good numbers and low positivity rates.
Speaking of the positivity rate, Professor, as we mentioned, that positivity rate is improving and we are inching closer toward the ideal rate of 5%, both here in Metro Manila and nationwide. When do you think the positivity rate will get to 5% and below?
Well, Ria, the positivity rate in Metro Manila is already down to 6.6% if we're speaking precisely. So it would actually be, around by March 1. I think that the positivity rate will be below 5% already.
Fantastic.
In Metro Manila.
So that would be in less than 2 weeks. Now, you mentioned Omicron. Before Omicron, our daily cases were just in the hundreds. When do we see this happening again, Professor, when we see cases dropping to hundreds nationwide?
Well, we're hoping, of course, Ria, that the downtrend will continue, even as there are some gatherings that are already taking place. So if the trends continue, we might see it also by March 1. So that's why our recommendation is for alert level 1. If it is to be implemented, it could be implemented by March 1.
All right. In a previous interview, Professor, you were quoted as saying that Metro Manila may reach, quote, very low COVID-19 risk status by March. So this is still your forecast and your prediction, right? So what are the indications you saw that can tell you pretty confidently that we're heading in that direction?
Well, all the indicators are heading in that direction, Ria. So the healthcare utilization, one of our best indicators right now, it's below 30%. In fact, it's only at around 26%. Even ICU utilization is down to about 32%. And then the reproduction number is remaining very low. It's at around 0.2 in Metro Manila. And the ADAR has also been decreasing. It's now less than 4 in Metro Manila. So last year it was around less than 1. And then again, the positivity rate has been continuing to decrease. And the that's the part that we're really waiting for, the positivity rate and the ADAR, and they are headed in the right direction.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the situation in the regions. For the most part, we're seeing cases decline there. What are the provinces that you've seen a significant improvement in as far as COVID is concerned? And are there still any other areas of concern?
Well, we're seeing very significant improvements in mostly in Calabarzon and Central Luzon. In fact, most of these areas are already at low risk and headed towards very low risk. I think Quezon is already close to very low risk. It has the lowest numbers that we've seen. In the rest of Luzon, everything is also headed in that direction. There are some that are still lagging a bit behind. For example, in Palawan, the numbers are still relatively higher, but it's already at moderate risk. And even in Visayas, Cebu City is already at moderate risk. So most of the highly urbanized cities in Visayas are already at moderate risk and hoping to improve to low risk soon. In Mindanao, it's the same story. Not sure if there are any LGUs that are still at high risk. I think most have moved to moderate risk and are already improving as well.
All right, it is great to hear that. Thank you so much for your time this morning, OCTA Research Fellow Guido David.